Hey guys, what's up? Chris here for BeerGeekNation.com. Today I wanted to do a bit of an editorial, something I've been thinking about for a while, something I've wanted to do. It's been asked about what I'm about to talk to. It's been asked to me about what I'm about to talk about. Is Pliny the Elder a perfect beer? I don't remember how this came up, but I remember talking with a few friends and we were saying, you know, when you have really good beer and you're like, wow, that's the best one I've ever had. But what is making that? Like, is it a change in the taste? Is it a change in the profile that's elevating that particular? Let's look at IPAs. Since we're talking about Pliny the Elder, let's look at IPAs. And I should say thank you, Matthew, for hooking me up with this. Very, very fresh bottle. I haven't had Pliny in probably like a year and a half, 2 years. So good to get a fresh bottle. Matthew, thank you once again. When you look at an IPA, you know, what do you think? You think hoppy, citrus, piney, dry, clean, clear, refreshing. That's pretty much Pliny. And this was the beer that started it all. You know, it's the progenitor of the West Coast IPA. Basically, the reason we have any other, you know, kind of current IPA is because of Pliny. There's another beer, you could also argue that, but I won't. So when the question was asked of me, is Pliny a perfect beer? I was kind of like, well, my first answer was, well, there's not really a perfect beer. But then I started to think about it. I'm like, you know, maybe it is. Maybe it is actually the perfect beer. It's one of those beers that stands the test of time, even though it's one of the classic, you know, craft beers. You look at other beers, like some of the Dogfish Head beers or some of the Sierra Nevada beers, they just don't stack up. They're fine and they're serviceable, but they just don't stack up or even compare. They're not playing on the same field that a lot of current craft beers are, where they're doing, you know, just crazy, they have all these new hop varietals and just crazy flavors and just, you know, super hazy IPAs and sweeter IPAs and tropical IPAs now. You can always go back to Pliny and it's solid as hell. You know what I mean? And that goes a long way. While for, you know, textbook, it may be very well a perfect beer. It's got every component that an IPA should have. It does them perfectly. It does them flawlessly. It's just a fantastic beer. It's a world-class beer. It's a perfect beer. Are there other IPAs that could kind of fit into that perfect beer? Probably, but I think Pliny's the most, you know, the most popular one, even though it's kind of hard to get. And I think as craft beers change, styles change, more of these types of beers are going to start to come out as far as thinking of like a perfect beer, because there are so many variations and so many styles now. It's hard to nail down one and say that's a perfect beer or that's a perfect beer, because there are so many like offshoots of different styles now. It's just so hard to be able to do that. But I think with Pliny the Elder, you can do that fairly easily. And I don't know why it's off the side, but here it is right here. I mean, it's just a beautiful, gorgeous, classic West Coast IPA that, like I said, every time I crack a bottle, I'm like, damn, that's a great beer. And that goes a long way. So to me, yes, Pliny the Elder is a perfect example of an IPA. It's a perfect beer. It really is. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 on every scale. What other beers do you think are perfect beers? You know, leave it in the comments section below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Remember, folks, life's too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.